But so when I look at Vivek Artea's filmography, he has made comedies and romantic films, and his films have a certain flavor of humor. Were you surprised when he came to you with an out and out action vigilante film?
I was not surprised. I was actually very convinced by the craft of Vivek, by the command he has, that he will pull off an action films nicely, because now I've done a lot of comedy in the beginning of my career, but then I pulled off a Jersey or I pulled off a Dasra. So my career itself is an example that I shouldn't doubt anyone's potential in any kind of genre. So, and I'm glad he proved me right. After watching the film, he really cracked it. But the action has a new kind of understanding. The generally what happens is we don't really focus so much on the screenplay of action films. We kind of give all the put all the effort into the making of action, scenes. So, but I think the screenplay is done so well. So I think it'll give you a very new experience while you watch an action.
I was reading a lot of stuff written about you on the social media, and everyone has a common notion that you have one of the best script selection. Like you select few of the best scripts that are being made over here, and most of them come with debutants
Mm.
and newcomers. What gives you that knack of trusting newcomers, and how is it that you pick up the right scripts?
So I really believe. Um, See, any of the good directors in cinema industry till date, all made a great first film. So it's not like good directors. It's not like people cannot make their first film. Good directors can make their first film also a great film, right? So whenever I keep thinking, what would have happened? Like for example, there are so many people coming and trying their luck to be directors. Let's say one of the let's say maybe there is someone who came, who tried and left and went back to his job, and if he got that first opportunity, would have been the greatest director in our country now. That'll be such a tragedy, right?
Of course,
Yeah, and I'm definitely sure there are so many who would have gone back like that, who would have made some amazing, memorable films, which we would have got to see. So this, when I keep thinking of this, it kind of makes me sad. Like, what can I do for this? Okay, so I thought I cannot change the whole thing. Definitely, there will always be someone who will go back, who will not get an opportunity. But I thought, for anyone, it's the first step which is very difficult. Once you prove yourself, then anyway, everyone want a piece of you. Then you'll get your offers. You'll get. So when is it that they don't trust you? They don't trust you with first film, no? That is what I wanted to take in. That is what. That is, if that is your most difficult part, then I wanted to contribute something to that. So that, because that is the greatest contribution you can do. No, yeah. So yeah, that's how I totally believe that anybody who has a potential to be a big director will always start with a great first film. So if I believe in someone, if I believe in someone's story, if their honesty in narrating me a script, then why not?
But when films don't work in any industry, it's a message from the audience that something is going wrong, and we are not coming because we want you to improve. How do you think is this message from audience working in Telugu cinema at this point of time, which is also in a transitioning phase? If we look at it, what's your take on the kind of cinema being made, and how do you think is Telugu cinema transitioning?
See, thing is, a lot of people now, wherever I go, are saying people have to come to theaters. People have stopped coming to theaters. And I think this is the biggest lie we've been telling ourselves. After the COVID, there are three, I think, 1,000 crore films. And before the COVID, we don't have, in this frequency, we didn't have 1,000 crore films, right? So we are clearly now three released here, and it is like some 400 crores global box office. It's already at there. So it's it's very clear that the audience actually love for cinema has grown after COVID, and they have understood the luxury of being able to go out and watch a film on the big screen. What is the difference? No, no, okay, we have very few hits only. Only, okay, now three and few hits only in Hindi, few hits only in Telugu. We should stop saying that audience have, stopped coming out. We did, in pre-COVID, we had 10 films. In that, 6 films or 5 films used to be hit. Post-COVID, there's only 1 or 2 films which are hit. Why? What is the difference? Not because the audience are not coming, because you only made 2 good films now. Pre-COVID, you made 5 better films.
Yeah.
You understood? So I think it is us who are not really uh, making as many as great films as we did before. Yeah. So blame is on us, and audience have been much more responsive, much more encouraging than before. And we make a big film, the numbers are unreal.
As an actor, do you feel hurt? Because when I was coming, I read an interview of yours which you gave yesterday, where you said that your statement was misinterpreted, and even Arshad's statement was. Do you feel hurt when statements are taken out of context by people?
It is yeah, you definitely feel hurt when big number of people, by seeing that, misunderstand or react on it, you definitely feel. But you also know this is all time. You cannot do anything about it. Now all my now before every film, we generally also we give interviews.
Yeah.
So now there's an answer in between. When you pick 2 lines, you miss the context, you miss what they asked and why they replied, or whatever. The whole thing is and they will put the picture and they'll say, I will not do this, or something like that. Nani. Then what did I say? What is this? Okay, where is this discussion? Something like that. And everybody, and today's social media also, nobody wants to go check what it is. Okay, everybody will say, what you will say, you will not do this and all that. Some comments will happen off. So, and looking at these comments, a lot more comments will. So everybody is just jumping into that train. So that's a problem with the entire, social media or general. We have to deal with it. I mean, there's no other way we can. But I genuinely feel, if at least the mainstream media stops addressing those things, then half of the issues are solved.
That's true. Yeah.
But now problem is, now because this, in a hunger to just post something 24 hours or give some news to the people, mainstream media is following social media. Any social media's news is becoming mainstream news.
Yeah.
Like people, like somebody says, Nani is working with Jackie Chan in the next film. Somebody randomly, let's say, okay, some guy with nobody, no ID, nothing, and you don't know where he just put that inside information, guys. Nani is working with Jackie Chan. You will see mainstream portals, copying and pasting
Yeah.
it. So I'm saying, where is this information coming from? And shouldn't we not be responsible if we are little official handles of, a website or something? We cannot be, So, and every day some news is created or cooked in social media, and all the main media guys also copy post. Then that's scary. At least if they stay out, what happens in social media will always happen, and then it will be sorted also. But when they post it, then it starts becoming a real thing, and then you have to keep answering to that or clarifying that, and it becomes a mess.